Happy full moon in Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. So tonight for the full moon in Capricorn, we have a pick-a-pile reading. If you don't know what a pick-a-pile reading is, it's where you choose from 3 different piles. There's different crystals here with it, and whichever one you're drawn to the most, you go ahead and pick it, and that pile will be your reading. If you'd like to skip straight ahead to the pick-a-pile selection, I'll link the timestamp in the description box below. So we'll be talking about some of the properties of the full moon in Capricorn. Some common themes with Capricorn full moon is, so whatever seeds that you planted during the new moon in Capricorn, which would have been this year around January 2nd, think about the progress you've made and how far you've come since then. What were you trying to manifest at that time? Right now, you should be starting to either see it come into fruition or taking a look at what things need to be changed to readjust to figure out how to manifest what you were trying to gain. Some common subjects that Capricorn involves are health, growth, career, definitely organization, and abundance. And when we talk about abundance, it's not just gaining more and trying to attract more, it's being grateful and being resourceful with what you already have and what you can make out of it. And I feel like because we're in Cancer season and then you combine that with the Capricorn full moon, that's how it always is. Whatever the sun sign is in, the full moon during that time is always going to be opposite of that sign. So Cancer deals with the home, and then you've got the Capricorn organization. I don't know about all of you, it's been happening to me a lot. You're going through your closets trying to get rid of the potential avalanche that's about to fall on your head that's been driving you nuts. Maybe getting new little containers for storage. A lot of you have been talking to me about that, so I feel like it's a common energy going on. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which involves karma and time, and also the paternal energy. So you might be working some things out with your father or a father figure. It can be authoritarian. Another thing about Capricorn energy that's kind of random, I really like Capricorns, I know quite a few of them, I swear, every freaking Capricorn that I know has a green thumb. Think about Capricorns in your life that you know and think about how they are with plants. And then if one of them has a black thumb, you can go ha ha and laugh at me. My great-grandmother was a Capricorn who was born on New Year's Eve. I mean, any plant that was dying, just you could show her anything and she'd bring it back to life. It would be green and just flourishing. I feel like Capricorns have that talent. Some crystals that you could work with for Capricorn are any of your protective crystals, which are usually any of them that are black. Smoky quartz is a good one. So smoky quartz, it's very shielding and protective, but it's also uplifting and energizing and not quite so heavy like a lot of your other black stones. Garnet is a good one. It's also the birthstone of January. That one gives you energy, and it really, I can't think of the word. If you're running a triathlon and you're trying to go for the long haul and you need that energy, whether it's mentally or physically, garnet's great for that, and it's also protective. I don't have any here to show you, though. I've had some and it disappeared on me. Any of your green stones, most of your green stones are great for Capricorn. Moss agate, for example, and also green aventurine. So we'll go ahead and get to the pick-a-pile reading. So for pile 1, you guessed it, we have some moss agate and the Animism deck. We have smoky quartz and the Crow tarot. And we have some green aventurine along with the Muse tarot. So if you'd like to take a moment to pause the video and pick whichever one you're drawn to, go ahead and take as long as you need. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the other piles to the side here. And we'll go ahead with our reading for pile 1. So pile 1, if you chose the moss agate, this will be your reading. Alright, so for pile 1 here, for overall energy, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. Well, how appropriate for the full moon in Capricorn. That, to me, looks like new beginnings as far as career goes. So you might be either having an interview soon, you might be starting a new job, or there might be some changes that are significant that are going to happen with your current job. It looks, the feeling I get is that it's positive, and that's followed by the Queen of Pentacles. That's even more verification. I think you're bossing up as far as career and finances go. So what's blocking you right now, or possibly helping you, depending on the energy of these cards here? So we've got the King of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the King of Swords in the reverse. So I think what might be blocking you, and this is just intuition, like literally something told me, not just the cards, something told me that you've been blocking yourself due to your own self-doubt. You think that maybe you're not good enough for this new goal that you had, but you are. That's the thing, is you think you're not, but you're more better at it than you think. More better, that doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. And so what are your goals and fears? We have the Ten of Pentacles followed by the Lovers in the reverse. So I think that most of you are not focusing on relationships right now. You're thinking more about career and taking care of your own empire. The Ten of Pentacles, that's freaking amazing luck for anything that has to do with a job. And by the way, while I was on my way to work this morning, I saw a license plate on a car that said 777, and then as soon as that one turned and went out of the way, another car turned onto the road, and the back of that van had 444 on it. So I feel like that's good luck, and I have a feeling that that is specifically for you, pile 1. So what happened in the distant past? Seven of Wands in the reverse, followed by the Sun. So some of you got really angry about a situation involving work, and now you're seeing that the sun is coming out. You're seeing that there's hope in this situation, or that's what you were seeing maybe 6 months ago. You just felt really trapped, really miserable, and something came up. You had this idea, and now you're starting to manifest it. What happened in your recent past? The Knight of Wands. So that's new beginnings with creativity. You had to get a little bit creative to think of a plan for yourself. And that's followed by the Page of Swords in the reverse. You are keeping it to yourself because you don't want anybody distracting you from your goals. So what's going to happen in the near future? We've got the Ten of Swords. That's normally not looked at as a good thing, but the way I'm seeing it, so that's the card of hitting rock bottom. I think that something's gonna blow up and make you feel trapped at your current job or the current position you're in, and you're gonna be so glad that you made the choice that you did to move on to bigger and better things. And we've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. You don't have any confusion anymore regarding your love life as far as that goes, because you decided to just let it go and focus on you, so good for you for doing that. And if you are happy in a relationship, I think that, because it could apply to different things depending on if you're with someone or not, if you're in a relationship and you're fairly happy, I think you're relieved because the confusion is over and you're with somebody that's solid, that doesn't play games. Or if the person that you're currently with was a little bit things may have seemed unstable, they've been coming forward with a little bit more clarity lately for you. And how do you feel about yourself right now? Justice in the reverse, you feel like you've been being treated very unfairly. And we've got the Fool in the reverse. So because of this unfair treatment and feeling trapped, you've been afraid to take this leap of faith. But you either finally took it or you're going to take it, and if neither of those are true, and there's a risk that you've been thinking about taking, it's telling you that now might be the time to do it. And how do people see you? We've got the Five of Cups. You will be missed. People will be grieving the loss. People will miss you because people are taking you for granted. And we've got the Queen of Swords. So they see that you're kind of keeping to yourself, and they're kind of wondering, like, they're looking at you like you're kind of mysterious, and they also know that you don't take any crap, so they know better than to try to pry. If you don't want people knowing your business, you've been good about not letting people have it when they're trying to dig for information to be nosy or to benefit themselves. You've been really good at seeing through the BS and knowing when to just be real either quiet or keep it real brief and not go into a lot of detail about your goals, and sometimes that's a good thing to protect your goals. You don't need nosy people all talking about your business and trying to talk you out of your dreams. Tell them where to go. And I feel like somebody is gonna feel like they've been left out in the cold. Maybe you felt that way, and that's why you're making the decision that you did. And then we've got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Yep, this has been burning you out. So what's the outcome here? I think you already know what the outcome is anyways, but I just want to let the cards verify it. So we've got the Five of Swords. Oh, yup, and followed by the Ten of Wands in the reverse. This is great. So now the Five of Swords is one of the conflict cards. Obviously, there's been conflict, which caused you to want to make a change. And now that we have the Ten of Wands, so in the upright, the Ten of Wands is talking about carrying a heavy-ass burden. How appropriate for the full moon. The full moon is for release and letting go of the things that no longer serve you, which in the reverse, you are dropping that burden and you are moving the F on. So let's see what some oracle cards have to say. Usually these oracle cards talk about your love life, so if you had questions regarding relationships more than career, maybe these oracle cards will give you some answers. Or you can pick another pile, like the second best one that resonated for you. So a lot of these can give timelines, and they also have messages in them, and I made these up myself. I always say that in my readings, but in case you're new and you've never looked at any of my videos yet, that's why I say that, for those that are new and don't already know. Alright, so what oracle cards can we pull for pile 1 here? Someone told them lies or gossip about you. If they made assumptions, why would you want someone who can't think for themselves anyhow? So this could be talking about a love interest, or it could be talking about something career-related. Maybe people at your job are talking shit and you're just tired of the drama and the immature, childish BS. What else do we have? That was the card I just read. I wasn't skipping cards. Let's see. Oh, this is... Oh, interesting. Your energy is like a fluffy pile, is like a soft, fluffy pile of chinchillas. I also understand those things have teeth, and I pushed you too far. This might not be love related, or it might be, but either way, like, you have this soft, sunshiny energy, and even happy, sunshiny people have limits, so don't let anybody talk you out of making a decision that you need to make for yourself. Alright, so that's it for pile 1. I hope you have a happy full moon and a great rest of your night. We will go ahead and move on to pile 2. This card wanted to stay out of the deck, so I'm just gonna set it to the side and see if it has any significance. Alright, pile 2, so if you chose the Smoky Quartz and the Crow Tarot, this'll be your reading. And one of the cards decided to fall out of the deck when I was moving it, so I set it to the side, and I didn't even shuffle yet, but it's the moon. Interesting that it's the full moon tonight. So the full moon has to do with dreams, fantasies, and things that are kind of going on in your head, and like very Neptune energy. You might be a Pisces or a water sign, and if it's not your sun sign, you might have your sun, moon, or rising, maybe even Venus, in specifically Pisces, and if not Pisces, probably a water sign. It doesn't have to be, but if that happens to match you, that's more verification that this is the reading that's meant for you. So we'll get a couple shuffles here and see what we've got for pile 2. Alright, pile 2, for overall energy at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. That's fantastic. That's a very victorious card. So something happy happened in your life over the last 6 months. Something developed that took a little time, and now you're coming into some good news here. Followed by the Nine of Wands in reverse. Might be something having to do with creativity, possibly, or you had to really get creative to problem solve. Okay, so what's blocking you right now, or possibly helping you, depending on what the cards are? The Tower. Followed by the Devil in reverse. Don't freak out because it's the Devil card. Everybody freaks out about the Devil, but I'll explain what that means. So you had a major Tower moment where, you know, it was a collapse and a crumbling down of your world over the last 6 months. So the theme with that card is the breakdown always happens before the breakthrough. You might be hitting your breakthrough now, or you're still going through that Tower moment. Now, when we talk about the Devil card, that is Capricorn energy, and it is the full moon in Capricorn tonight. So it could be picking up on that energy. Otherwise, so in the upright, the Devil has to do with manipulation, temptation, addictions, sometimes even lust, but in a negative way. So when it's in the reverse, it doesn't mean that everything's all happy and skippy. It means that that energy is still there and underlying, but it's subdued at the moment. So you could be coming out of something that had to do with an addiction. You could be improving and getting better, but that temptation is always in the back of your head, where, you know, sometimes you're almost tempted to go there again. And it might not be substances, it might not be drugs, it could be your own toxic tendencies. Like, maybe you have codependency issues and you're attracted to manipulators. You're not doing it on purpose, but for some strange reason, you keep attracting all this bullshit and you don't know why. That's another vibe. So if it isn't something substance related or gambling or some kind of an addiction, it could be being addicted to your own cycles. And you've been coming out of it lately. It doesn't mean it's completely gone. It's still there, and it's a work in progress every single day to work at, not letting temptation get you. So what are your goals and fears? So we've got the Queen of Swords, followed by the Empress. So you want, your goal, and whether you're male or female, your goal is to boss up and be a little bit more assertive. I think a lot of you have felt like a doormat lately, which could, maybe this devil in reverse, maybe you had issues with codependency, and there's nothing wrong with that. People that are codependent are just, these soft little marshmallows that have a good heart, and manipulators target them, and you want to see the best in everybody, so you have a tendency to fall target to that. And you're seeing that about yourself, and you don't want to be that, doormat anymore. So you're trying to boss up and come into your power. And the Empress also has to do with Taurus energy, and it also has to do with nurturing something. It is the ultimate mother card. Some of you could, it doesn't always mean pregnancy, but if you've been trying to get pregnant, this could be good luck that maybe you might be getting pregnant soon, or somebody close to you is going to tell you that you're pregnant soon. Doesn't always mean that, but that's one possibility. It talks about nurturing something and growing something to birth something new, and it's not always literally a baby, but that could be what it is. So what happened in your distant past? I would say about 6 months ago. 8 of Pentacles, so it looks like a lot of you have been mastering your craft. Something career related, you've become really good at it. You're becoming really good at your job, or maybe you got a promotion earlier in the year, or changed jobs to something that suits you a little bit better. And we've got the 9 of Swords, so that has to do with losing sleep. That's the anxiety card. So maybe you are at a new level career-wise, but you have a lot of anxiety with it because you're adapting to the changes. What happened in your recent past? We've got the High Priestess in the reverse, followed by the 5 of Cups in the reverse. So maybe you lost a friend that, maybe you had a female friend that might have been, I almost want to say, kind of a backstabber, emotionally immature. Maybe she was keeping a secret from you and you feel like you were stabbed in the back. Might not be all of you. Take what resonates and leave the rest. And because you've got the 5 of Cups in the reverse, you're getting over it. You were pretty hurt about it for a while, and you're getting over it. You're starting to feel better about it, and it's not really hurting you anymore. So what's going to happen in the near future for pile 2? So we've got the Fool in the reverse. I think there's something new that you're trying to go after, and I think you're going to hold off on it. Whatever the new thing was that you were thinking about going for, you're stepping back, and I'm not sure if it's because you're genuinely trying to be cautious and sensible, or if it's just straight up fear. Let's see what the other clarifying card is. Ace of Wands in the reverse. I think that you were going to do something that was new, and you held off because of just straight up laziness. Just being lazy. You don't feel like it. You don't have the motivation right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Rest is just as important as productivity. So don't kick yourself for it. Just get back to it when you're ready. Or maybe you got lazy for a reason, and it's making you take a step back because you're going to reevaluate it and think, oh, maybe it's good I held off because maybe that wasn't the choice that I actually wanted. You'll know when things start to fall in place. You'll understand what's going on. So, how do you feel about yourself at this time? Four of Wands in the reverse, followed by the Five of Swords. You're feeling very conflicted because you feel defeated, like you felt like you lost out on something. You know, it could be the divine protecting you, like maybe it wasn't meant to be, so you'll just have to kind of reflect and look within yourself to find that answer. And how do people view you? So we've got the Seven of Swords in the reverse, followed by the Page of Swords in the reverse. So I think that people are maybe being salty towards you, and they're trying to accuse you of being immature in your communications, when really the reason why is because they're trying to pry and dig for information that's none of their damn business, and you know it, and you're not letting them in. It isn't their place to be in there, you're not letting them in, so they're salty about it, like, oh, they won't tell me this and tell me that. Well, 'cause it's none of their business, so good for you for standing your ground and putting your foot down if that's what your situation is. So what actions are these people or there's actions that someone's gonna take, whether it's you or a love situation. Let's find out what the actions are. So we've got the Three of Wands, followed by the King of Cups. That's so weird how it jumps from one thing to another. So I think somebody's either been waiting for you or you're waiting for them. I think someone has emotions for you, and they're kind of waiting. Like, maybe they see that you're going through a lot right now and they don't want to make a move because they don't feel like the timing's right, or maybe you're waiting on them. Let's take a look at the outcome. Yeah, I didn't really see a lot of messages with love in this reading or the last one. So we've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse, followed by the Eight of Cups. So this group of people, like, it feels like there's some drama or some shady people, or maybe some friendships fell apart. Good riddance, let them go. Like, you're ready for bigger and better things. So it's saying that you're gonna walk away from the situation, and they're still gonna continue to act like you're the bad guy. Well, who cares? You know the truth, that's what counts. It doesn't matter what they think, their opinions aren't important. So for pile 2, not sure if there is a love life situation going on for you or not. I'll pull some oracle cards. Some of them have timelines, some of them have messages, so we'll see what those have to say for pile 2. And for those of you who haven't already seen my videos and don't already know, this is a deck that I made up myself, so I just took some blank tarot cards and wrote messages and timelines on them. I'm feeling very feisty today, can you tell? So what do we have for pile 2 for the oracle deck? Complacency can destroy. Find a renewed sense of gratitude. One or both of you feels underappreciated lately. You can fix this. So, you know, that happens. It's pretty common in long-term relationships, marriages, partners that you live with, and if it's not a romantic partner, it could be your friends, it could be coworkers. Either way, you or yourself and the people around you are feeling underappreciated, so that's a conversation that maybe needs to be had between you. You can work it out if you can communicate, at least if you put it on the table, and then nothing changes, at least you know that you tried and you did what you could to try to make it work. I'm too worried about keeping up with the Joneses to care about meaningful shit. This could be talking about the crappy friends that might be in your situation. Like, some people are being, I don't know, snotty or about status, and you're more down to earth. Could be a romantic partner, could be friends. Let them go. Like, you're better than that. Like, you know what that makes me think of? I might be aging myself here. If any of you have seen the, like, Ace Ventura Pet Detective Jim Carrey movies, you know when he walks into that ritzy party where there's all these rich people, not saying all rich people, you know, there's anything wrong with that, you know, but these are ones that act kind of snotty, you know, and think they're better than everyone and act all stuck up, and he throws his head back and does that fake laugh to mock him, and he's like, yeah, that's what you can think about towards those people. They're all, oh, blah, 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 I did this and I did that, and I have this and I have that. I mean, don't be a hater, but if they think that they're better than somebody because of materialistic things, you don't need them anyways. So, that's what I've got for pile 2. I don't know if any of that makes sense. And I have no idea how that looked on video, and I don't care because I'm not gonna redo a video that I've been this far into because of some goofy face, so love it or go away, I guess. I'm just kidding. Alright, so that's it for pile 2. I hope you have a great full moon in Capricorn, and I hope this resonated for you, and if it didn't, I hope at least you were entertained. At least you got something out of it. I don't allow boring readings, that's just not cool. So, we'll go ahead to pile 3 now. Alright, pile 3, so if you chose the green aventurine, along with the Muse Tarot, this'll be your reading for tonight's full moon in Capricorn. We'll get a few shuffles here and see what we've got for pile 3. So overall energy for pile 3, we have the Tower. Followed by the Muse of Inspiration. Alright, so the general energy for pile 3 that I'm getting right off the bat, you had a tower moment, and what I mean by that is you felt like your world came crumbling down. You've been through some shit, to put it bluntly. A major shakeup happened, and that's the kind of energy where it talks about the breakdown happens before the breakthrough. I think I got that in the last pile's reading. I think pile 2 also had the Tower. So now, because it's followed by the Muse of Inspiration, so your Tower moment inspired you to do something bigger and better with yourself. I don't know, maybe somebody stepped on your toe, and that was the last straw, and you were like, screw you for stepping on my toe, I'm gonna go be a CEO of something. Maybe not necessarily that, but you get the idea. I'm really fired up today, I'm feeling the full moon energy. I didn't have coffee for a really long time either, so don't know what it is, but I'll take it. So what's blocking you, pile 3, or what's going to help you and aid you, depending on how these cards look? So we've got the 5 in materials, Five of Materials. That's like the equivalent of Five of Pentacles. Followed by the Moon in the reverse. Some of you, you feel very, you're blocked right now because you feel very foggy. And I think you feel foggy because the shock of the situation that just happened. And you feel like you've been left out in the cold. You feel abandoned. So what are your goals and fears in this situation? Two of Voices. That's like the equivalent of Two of Swords. Followed by the Magician. So a lot of you feel like you're at a stalemate right now. I think that your fears is non-movement and being stuck at a stalemate. Y'all can't make up your mind because you're confused and trying to absorb the initial shock of what just happened. And you're scared that you're going to be stuck like that. You won't be, because your goal here, the Magician, that's all about alchemy. That's all about the balancing of the four elements and basically turning shit into gold. Like, your goal is to take this shit situation and turn it into magic. What happened in your distant past? So when I say distant past, it could be childhood trauma that, made you attracted to the same types of things that are leading to, the same kinds of people coming up in your life. Or it might be talking about something that happened maybe 6 months ago. My gut tells me whatever happened in the last 6 months to a year, that's what it means by your distant past. So we've got the Eight of Voices in the reverse. That's the equivalent of the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So a lot of you felt really trapped, and you came out of this. And we've got the Ace of Voices in the reverse. So that's like the Eight of Swords equivalent. So a lot of you felt trapped in a situation like you couldn't voice your opinion or you couldn't speak your mind on something. Like, everything that you said is wrong. Oh, you try to say this. Oh, it's wrong. This is wrong and that is wrong. And you just gave up and you got tired of feeling trapped and tired of feeling like you couldn't communicate how you felt. So you either got away from it or that's your goal. What happened in the recent past? You are having a lot of swords cards in this reading. You might be an air sign, which is Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or have it somewhere in your big three, which is Sun, Moon, or Rising. So we've got the Six of Voices. So that's talking about going on a journey. Maybe you either went on a trip or you went on a journey, like a dark night of the soul kind of thing. Like, you literally went on a spiritual journey. So I don't know if it's talking about an actual trip or spiritually. You know the answer. And that might have had to do with something involving your situation. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. It could have been a business trip or a trip involving work. Or you could have went on that's kind of the only, like, if you went on a spiritual journey, I mean, it could have been, like, thinking about what you're trying to manifest and that it wasn't aligning with where you were. But my feeling is you went on a work trip or some kind of trip related to work somehow that might have to do with the situation. I have no idea what it could be. You know your story better than I do. So in the near future, we've got the Muse of Emotions. So I feel like someone has emotions for you. Someone is coming towards you or going to. They might be going through something themselves, but they're very sunshiny and optimistic. And I think this person inspires you to look for the sunshine in situations. And then, so how do you see yourself? The Knight of Pentacles, I think you are at a point where you're looking for a fresh start, especially financially. And we've got the Three of Voices, so that's like the equivalent of the Three of Swords, which talks about some kind of a betrayal, or it talks about a third-party situation. And a third-party situation doesn't always mean it's another human being. It means that you feel like someone is prioritizing something more than they're making you a priority. They could be a workaholic, it could be addictions for them. Maybe they're hanging out with their friends or spending time with other people instead of you, and you feel betrayed in some way. And how do other people view you, or how does your person view you? We've got the Three of Emotions, the equivalent of the Three of Cups, followed by the Seven of Emotions. I feel like outsiders view you as someone who likes to party and someone who's confused. Does that mean that that's who you are? Not necessarily. But that's what the cards are saying of how other people view you. Just because they view you that way doesn't make it true. Like, they don't know the deeper part of you, or maybe you were accused of partying too much, or maybe spending time with other people more than your person. Like, maybe that's what your past person thought. Your past person, maybe they were jealous, possibly. I'm not really sure, but that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting off of this. And what actions is the new person gonna take for pile 3? Ooh, 4 of Inspiration. That's the 4 of Wands. That's the Victory card. That's the 1111 card. Make a wish, especially that it's on a full moon. And we've got the 7 of Materials, equivalent to the 7 of Pentacles. So they might be slow moving, but once they get there, I think it'll be victorious. I think it'll be a good situation. But right now you're focused on healing from your Tower moment. So focus on your healing, and this new person, they'll come in when the timing is right. And so what's the outcome? Can I get an outcome for pile 3? 6 of Wands in the reverse, or 6 of Inspiration in the reverse, and the Justice card. So I think whoever did you wrong that might have made this Tower moment blow up, don't worry, they'll get their karma. You don't have to have anything to do with it. You just worry about you, and anything, all of your good karma's gonna come back to you, and anyone that did anything wrong, they're gonna get busted out on their BS. The truth is gonna come out, even though it appears that they have won. Well, who cares, as long as you've got yourself in the end. So I'm going to, if I could talk right, I am going to pull some oracle cards for pile 3. So these have timelines, and they also have possible love messages or relationship messages. And for those of you who don't already know, I made these up myself. I took a blank pile of tarot cards and wrote my own messages on them. Some of them are serious, some of them are funny, so we'll just see what we get. Cards are jumpy today. Alright, pile 3. So we have, I don't want your sympathy, I just want you to understand. I don't think that that's a message from your person to you. I think that this is your message towards your person, or the potential person that's coming towards you. You're not trying to get people to feel sorry for you. You've been through a lot, and you just want people to understand where you're coming from, and understand that you're a little bit fragile right now, and that you need a little bit of healing time. So I really, really feel like that's the message that's from you to somebody else, or just how you feel in general. And maybe this connection is being blocked by divine intervention to protect you. So that could be talking about the breakup that you went through or the breakup that you're currently going through. I don't know if you went through a breakup recently or not, or maybe you applied for a job and had an interview and didn't get it. For some reason, there's a connection that wasn't happening for you, and it hurts you and bothers you, but it wasn't meant to be, and you're being protected right now from your guardian angels that see that that's not what's meant for you, and that might actually not be good for you later, so that's why it's being blocked. And I feel the urge to do another shuffle and pull another card or two for pile 3. I feel like there's a little bit more to it as far as the situation for pile 3 goes. So we've got full moon in Aries, late September or October. So the person that you're dealing with could have Aries in their chart, or the person that's coming towards you possibly. And it could be talking about something significant is going to happen to you this late September or October, or whatever happened in your distant past that led up to this situation that you're currently in. This could have started around September or October, possibly. Let's get one more. Maybe this one's talking about your new person that's coming towards you or going to come towards you. You light me up. I love the way you make me feel. The energy speaks for itself regardless of a title. So all that's saying is if the connection's there, it's there. You don't have to rush into making things official. When this person comes in, it could be somebody that you already know, and maybe you just don't know about it yet, maybe you do. It could be somebody new that you're gonna meet soon. When they come towards you, just enjoy the moment, enjoy spending time with them. Don't try to worry about rushing things into being official. If it's meant to be, it'll happen when it happens, and, spending time with them, it'll eventually evolve into a relationship if it's meant to be. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation with them, asking them, so do we want this to be something long-term or serious? But it's just saying to you, don't worry about it, and just enjoy your time with them, and things will fall into place naturally as they happen. And you'll know when to ask the right questions. Follow your intuition. Well, so that is it for pile 3. So that'll be the end of this reading for our full moon in Capricorn. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and I hope that you have manifested everything from all the seeds that you've planted, and anything that's not working for you, and anything that no longer serves you. I hope you use this opportunity to take advantage of this full moon energy for release and letting go, and just taking a breath and just dropping anything away from you that's not working for you. Well, thank you all, and I hope you have a great night.